Welcome back to another Farming Simulator 2025 video. If you are new to the channel, I've already made a video for this game where I did the top 10 most powerful tractors in the small tractor range. Today we're going to be looking at the best value. And the way that I decided to do this, and if you don't like it, let me know down in the comments section, but the way I decided to do this was to pick out the tractor in each 10 horsepower range all the way from 70 horsepower down at the lowest up to 170 horsepower at the highest for the small tractor range in here, and I just picked the one that had the best price within each of those 10 spaces. So there are 10 tractors we'll be looking at today, and I believe that if you need one within this specific horsepower range, for each one of these, then the one I'll be showing you is the one that's the best value. So I hope that makes sense. Let's get into it. So starting us off in the 70 to 79 horsepower range, we have the Landini Rex 470 GT. This is a 70 horsepower tractor with a manual transmission. It has 80 liters of fuel, actually doesn't require DEF, so that's cool. It has a max speed of 24 miles per hour, and it weighs 2.9 tons, so it's very light, and it has a price of $42,500. So in the 70 to 79 horsepower range, this one is your best value. So if you're looking for a tractor that small in FS25, then this is the one I recommend. So that is our first one, the 70 to 79 horsepower range. Let's move up to the next range. And we'll be sticking with Landini for the 80 to 89 horsepower range because this price is just hard to beat. So with the Rex 480 GT, we have 76 horsepower, which is the closest we can come in this class to the 80 to 89 range. This one is, again, 76 horsepower, manual transmission, 80 liters of fuel, 24 miles per hour, and a 2.9 ton weight rating for $45,500. So like I said, not quite up into 80, but it's as close as we can come in this class, and definitely still a pretty good price, being only just slightly more expensive than the last one. So that is our 80 to 89 horsepower range. For our 90 to 99 horsepower range, we have another Landini, the Landini Rex 490 GT. They're really like pushing these tractors in this game for sure because the prices, again, they're just too good. So this is a 90 horsepower tractor, manual transmission, 80 liters of fuel, 24 miles per hour, and a 2.9 tons of weight for $52,500. So once again, just a very cheap tractor, and if you need a 90 horsepower tractor, this one is the best value for it. Of course, there's other considerations like, weight, but with all that being said, when you're looking for something in this small of a range, typically I'm not looking for anything super duper heavy. So that is our 90 to 99 horsepower range best value. Let's move up to our next one. And you guys are going to think I'm making this up, but at the 100 to 109 horsepower range, we have another Landini, the Rex 4 100 GT. This is a 95 horsepower, so once again, we're a little bit shy on our horsepower, but it's, as close as we can come without going over. This one is $55,000. It's a 95 horsepower tractor, manual transmission, 80 liters of fuel, 24 miles per hour for max speed, and 2.9 tons for our weight. I wish I could give you more variety than this, but they have very wide margins between horsepower and price in the small tractor range, and a lot of them are just a ripoff. So basically the takeaway should be for anything small, you should be buying a Landini in this game. So let's move up to our next range. And I'm happy to say for our 110 to 190 horsepower range, we finally get out of Landini and we get to the John Deere 3650, a tractor I'm glad that they have in the game because it's the old Soundguard cab. It's an older tractor. I like that. I like when Farming Simulator doesn't just have all brand new stuff. I like it when they throw in some old stuff because it's more realistic to my farming experience at least. So we have the John Deere 3650 at 116 horsepower, falling neatly between 110 and 119 horsepower. This one is a manual and power shift transmission, 118 liters of fuel, 21 miles per hour for our max speed, and 5 tons for our weight, and all for $45,000. So it's one of the cheapest tractors in the small tractor range, and it has 116 horsepower. So obviously a great value, and the best value, I would say, in the 110 to 119 horsepower range. So that's our 3650. Let's move up to the next horsepower range. And moving into the 120 to 129 horsepower range, our best value is the Iseki TJW. This is apparently a Japanese tractor that I've never heard of. This one is 123 horsepower. It is a bit more expensive at $92,000, so definitely not as cheap as the ones we've been looking at, but it falls within the horsepower range. And it is a power shift transmission, 190 liters of fuel, 18 miles per hour for our top speed, so it's a bit of a slow guy, and 4.6 tons for our weight, and like I said, it's $92,000. So you're getting into a little bit of a more expensive tractor here, but if you need one in the 120 horsepower range, this is the most affordable one in the small class. So that is the Iseki TJW for that range. For the 130 to 139 horsepower range, we have the Zetor Forterra HSX 140. It has 136 horsepower. It's a manual and power shift transmission, 270 liters of fuel, 24 miles per hour for max speed, and 4.9 tons for our weight, all for $104,500. So if you need a 130-ish horsepower tractor, one within this range, this one is the best value out of all of these small tractors. So, that would be my recommendation for the 130 to 139 range. If you're looking for a tractor in the 140 to 149 horsepower range, our best option, there's actually two tractors that are identical in this range as far as price and horsepower go, and it's the Sami and the Deutz-Fahr. I just like Deutz-Fahr better, so that's why I put Deutz-Fahr here. So for the 140 to 149 range, we have the Deutz-Fahr 6C RV Shift tractor. 105 kilowatts, 143 horsepower engine, power shift transmission, 160 liters of fuel, 31 miles per hour for our top speed, 5.5 tons for our weight, and $103,500. So again, more expensive, not nearly down to that $43,000 and stuff that we were looking at earlier. But if you need a 140 plus horsepower tractor, this one, or the Sami one if you prefer red to green, is the way to go. So that's our Deutz-Fahr 6C RV Shift. That's our 8th range, the 140 to 149. Let's move up to the next range. So at our 9th range, the 150 to 159 horsepower range, we have the Claus Arian 470. This one is a 155 horsepower tractor with a manual and power shift transmission, 190 liters of fuel, 24 miles per hour for our top speed, 5.4 tons for our weight, and a price of $130,500. So obviously not cheap, but as far as this range goes, we're obviously pretty limited in the small tractor class, and this one is the best price for the range. So if you're looking for something between 150 and 159 horsepower, the Claus Arian 470 is the way to go. Let's move on to our 10th and final range for the small tractor class. And for the 160 to 171 horsepower range, we have the Fendt 516 Vario. This one is the obviously only one in this range, I believe. Yes, it is the only one that falls between 160 and 171 horsepower for the small tractor class in this mod, or not this mod, but this game. And it is a 126 kilowatt, 171 horsepower engine, variable transmission, 298 liters of fuel, 31 miles per hour for our max speed, and 6.5 tons for our weight, all for $170,500. So obviously not cheap. Definitely would not be what I would consider an affordable tractor, especially compared to some of the ones we've already looked at. But if you want a tractor from the small class and you want it to fall within 160 to 171 horsepower, this is your option. So that's all 10 of them. Hope this video made sense. I just wanted to make it so that anybody looking for any size of tractor would know which one was the best option to go with without having to, sift through them individually. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it useful. But that's all for today. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.